Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Bridge Builders of Diversity, where we're building bridges between the typical community and the special needs community. A little tongue-tied today.
Oops. We all have something we're working on.
Yes. And today we're going to talk about how everyone wants to be heard and wants to be validated. And people with disabilities are no different in this desire. And the 1973 504 sit-in is a great example of how an idea can become a movement. So on to Roberta.
In 1972, you may know this from history, the Rehabilitation Act was signed into law. This was encouraging news for the disabled community. And while they were hopeful, the issue wasn't the passage of the law, it was the enforcement of Section 504. It was not being uniformly enforced around the country. And if you don't know what Section 504 is, really quickly, it states that any organization that receives public funds, like a school or a federal building, has to be accessible to people with handicaps. So, without enforcement of Section 504, there were no Braille signs, there were no sign language interpreters available, and there were no wheelchair ramps or cutouts. These things that we take for granted in our society were not there. So without uniform enforcement of Section 504, people with disabilities continue to live in the shadow of isolation.
Absolutely. Don't forget, if you like our content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Comment if any topics you want us to discuss. Let us know in the comments below. I'm Sherry. I'm a mother of a child with Down syndrome, and this is Roberta.
And I'm a special education teacher, so Section 504 is near and dear to my heart. So moving on with the history. So in 1973, they waited an entire year. The 504 sit-in began as a demonstration outside of the Health, Education, and Welfare building in San Francisco. A group of about 100 disability rights activists were outside saying that they wanted enforcement of Section 504. Well, they didn't feel like they were being noticed or heard, so they took their message inside the building. Still, no one would meet with them. And so they decided to stay. This sit-in of about 100 people grew to an occupation. For 26 days, people with varying disabilities stayed in the building, and they were fully supported by their community. Groups like the Black Panthers, a local lesbian bar, churches, and Teamsters all worked together with this group of demonstrators to help them occupy this building for a record 26 days.
They brought them food.
They absolutely brought them food. They brought them personal hygiene. They brought them medications. Some people needed ventilation. So they made sure that the people had what they needed to get their message across.
And if you'd like to see the history of that crip camp, is a great documentary that you can watch, and you can watch it for free on YouTube.
Absolutely. Just like you're watching us on YouTube.
Yes.
And don't forget, if you like our content, please drop a comment. If you want to know more about this topic or anything else, we would absolutely love to hear from you. In the meantime, we appreciate you and thank you.
Bye, everyone.